Video girl.
Over the last couple of years, we've slowly seen something changing with Addison Rae. Her dancing TikToker persona has transitioned into a style icon it girl that's hanging out with and endorsed by celebrities with the potential to be a huge name in the music industry. So how did she get to this point? What did it come with? And does she have what it takes to be a full-fledged pop star? Keep watching to find out. Welcome to Video Girl, an online community where we discuss and analyze all things music industry, marketing, and pop culture. And I'd love to give a huge thank you to our sponsor for this video, LALA.AI. LALA.AI are a next-generation music source separation service for fast, easy, and precise stem extraction. You can remove vocal, instrumental, drums, bass, guitar, synthesizer, wind and string instruments, and piano tracks without quality loss. If you're a producer or artist that wants to sample elements of your favorite music, a DJ who needs isolated vocals or stems to make remixes, or an engineer who only has a 2-track beat file and you need to mix or make adjustments, LALA.AI is the perfect tool. Here's a track that I have that I want to mix to release, but I can't find the stems anywhere. Thanks to LALA.AI, it can extract the isolated stems I needed. I'm going to download them to my computer and drag them into my DAW. Now that we have our stems in Ableton, let's start making the adjustments we want for our track. Listen to how clean each stem is. Here's the vocals. Now we have the drums. Here's the guitars and synths. And here's the bass. Now we can make the edits we need without the limitations of a 2-track beat. Let's take the drums out of the verse. And I don't want the bass to come in until the chorus drops, so let's edit that here. I had lost the stems to this track and I only had the WAV file. I never would have been able to make these changes without LALA.AI, and this technology is so advanced and such a lifesaver. This tool is honestly unmatched and I'm so impressed with it. If you want to find out more about LALA.AI, make sure to check out my link in the description below. And now back to the video. Let's begin where it all started for Addison Rae's pop career, Obsessed. The song came out in 2021 and was produced by pop god Benny Blanco, who is behind countless iconic hits. It was also produced by Blake Slatkin and Ryan McMahon, so from the jump, Addison had a strong musical team behind her. She signed a distribution deal with Sandlot Records, making her an independent artist. Obsessed is a fun, egocentric anthem in a kind of cute, tongue-in-cheek way. While I see the potential and appeal in this song, I feel as if a lot of people resorted straight to writing it off due to Addison's online persona, and she was ridiculed for this pop debut. This was also around the time when a few of her other TikTok counterparts were releasing music also, that to me didn't come off as totally genuine and just wasn't the strongest output. So I think Addison's debut got put into that same box. In an article with Vogue, Addison explained how she had written and recorded many songs before the release of Obsessed, as she was trying to explore who she wanted to be and what she wanted to say as an artist. She was pretty hard on herself, with very high standards for what she wanted to put out to show people just how much she cared about music and that she took it seriously. A lot of people assume that just because of TikTok, I get things handed to me. It takes a lot of time to figure out who you are as an artist. I want to show that this is a real passion of mine and not something that I just jumped into and got the chance to do. The negative response to Obsessed made her doubt herself. I think I had a really fragile sense of self at that time. I was 19, you know? It kind of crushed me for some time. I started feeling a lot of self-doubt in those big dreams that I was pursuing. I just thought, maybe I'm not good enough to do this. However, Addison earned herself a big fan from Obsessed. Not just any fan, the Charli XCX.
Obsessed with Addison Rae, which is about...
Oh, I love that song. It's so good. I am Addison's #1 fan. She is such a wonderful person. She has so many good songs. She's a legend. She is like legend status.
After some embarrassing online activity from her parents, Addison basically disappeared from the public eye, posting the occasional mysterious and artsy photo dump. We also would see her in paparazzi pics, and people became obsessed with her unique, eclectic style. People also began to notice Addison's listening activity on Spotify, and were shocked to find artists like FKA Twigs, Arca, and Sophie on rotation. These artists are definitely more niche, nuanced acts that only a dedicated music lover would appreciate. Speaking of Spotify playlists, the first edition of my Discovery 101 playlist, where I spotlight new emerging artists that deserve more attention, is out now, and I'm so excited. Go and check it out after this video if you want to discover the next big names in music before everyone else, and if you want to submit to the playlist next month, the form is down below.
I listen to Arca.
I think this scaling back from the public eye, while maybe unintentionally sprinkling parts here and there of her personality, allowed people to see Addison in a new light and view her in a different way. It also separated her from the world of her TikTok counterparts. She became this mysterious cool girl versus how she was so open with her life and constantly posting when she was on TikTok. This mystique really added to this cool it girl image, and her niche eclectic music taste and style really consolidated this. This leads us on to the release of Addison's AR EP that she released in 2023. These songs had actually all been compiled from a series of leaks from sessions that Addison had been in around the time she made Obsessed. To many artists, leaked songs are their biggest fear, as it means their label typically won't release them. But for Addison, it was actually a huge win. These leaked songs began to take a life of their own, and people online began to become obsessed with them, especially the LGBTQ+. Addison told Vogue, "I began to notice there was this group of people who were super interested in them, and it resulted a little bit of excitement about it all for me. I was just really surprised after what felt like a long period of time that people were so interested and wanted to see me continue. So I began to realize that the only way I can fail is by not continuing." These leaks helped give Addison her confidence back after people had trashed her debut Obsessed. And with the fast spread of these leaks online, Addison unintentionally grew her fanbase with people hounding her to drop these songs. People also began to look back at Obsessed and recontextualized it as campy. The AR EP was a great way to take the power back into her own hands and feed the fans who had been asking for these songs for so long. Charli XCX also featured on the first track, To Die For, marking their first released collaboration, and further incentivized people to look at what Addison was up to, as Charli is someone who is very well respected as a pioneer and tastemaker within the music industry. The song I Got It Bad is pure pop perfection, and Nothing On But The Radio is actually an unreleased Lady Gaga song that Addison repurposed and made her own. Fast forward to 2024, Charli released the remix of her song Von Dutch with A.G. Cook and Addison Rae. This was a big moment for Addison, as the snippet of the song went viral on social media, specifically a part where she lets out an iconic, fun, girly scream. Charli's endorsement of Addison over the last couple of years also led Addison to win over Charli's fanbase, and are now keen supporters of Addison and her music. Charli has brought out Addison at various events and shows, like her Party Girl Boiler Room event in New York. And at the LA stop of her Brat tour, people went wild when Addison ran out on the stage to perform the Von Dutch remix. Addison's past work in music was the perfect setup for her latest release, Diet Pepsi, which is her label debut with Columbia Records, officially making her a signed artist. This release is totally female-made, with Addison collaborating with two producers/writers who happen to be women. Luca Closer, who's worked with artists such as Ariana Grande, Tate McRae, and Conan Gray, and Elvira, who's worked with Taylor Swift, Maisie Peters, and Ed Sheeran. The song is sensual and airy, but also features a dark synth feel throughout. It's sexy and fun, but also emotive. I really enjoyed the writing, with lyrics like, "My boy's a winner, he loves the game. My lips reflect off his cross-gold chain." And the "losing all my innocence in the backseat" line in the chorus is so catchy. The song is paired perfectly with the visual. Addison sticks to a black and white aesthetic, with her and her love interest driving together in the car. I think this look is perfect for the song and is definitely a huge step up in visual conceptualization from Obsessed. Addison's ability to command the camera is something that hasn't changed since her TikTok days, and we really see her charisma and star power in this video, where she looks so in her element. Addison is honestly giving me a mix of Britney and Lana here, and I really do think this song is pop perfection. So why does this transition and avenue into pop stardom just work for Addison? I think the main thing to take away here is how gradual, natural, and genuine Addison's transition into pop stardom has been. It's hard for someone with that much of an online personality to totally transform themselves like she has. Addison has shown us new sides to her, and we've seen her grow authentically as a person and as an artist. She's shown us how seriously she takes music, and it has never been a cash grab like perhaps some of her TikTok counterparts. She stopped conforming to what TikTok wanted of her and who she thought she had to be, and embraced the person she has now evolved into. She's really studied her pop music predecessors and is crafting something exciting that she is genuinely passionate about and is producing an impressive output. I also think what makes Addison so likable is her charm and her charisma. It doesn't feel like Addison is playing dress up or putting on a fake image or persona to try and fit in. This is what she loves, and we've seen it naturally and effortlessly without her forcing it on us. I feel like Camila Cabello's recent album and rollout would have had a much better reception had she taken a leaf out of Addison's book. Charli XCX told Vogue when talking about Addison, "She was like no one I'd ever met, really. Not jaded, not faking, not uncomfortable, not trying to be anything other than herself." I've also seen criticisms from people saying Addison isn't a very strong singer. While she may not be Mariah Carey, I think making an impression as an artist overall is much more impactful than being a quote-unquote technically good singer. For me, it's so much more than the voice and all about the world building, overall sonics, and visuals that sells me for an artist, and Addison is doing all of that. With impeccable music taste, style, and a drive to succeed, I think Addison has what it takes to create a cult fanbase and sustain herself as a pop star in the music industry. Diet Pepsi shows the nuance and potential Addison has going forward and is a taste of the future. I'm rooting for her. I'm so excited to see what she does next. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a subscribe and a thumbs up, and I'll see you in my next one.